about to be reacting to. Money can't buy taste. Now, you see it all the time on Instagram. You'll see somebody designer head to toe, but it don't look right because they didn't put it together correctly. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can dress, and just because you got on a lot of expensive clothes don't mean that you can dress, or don't mean that it's a good outfit because you spent X amount of dollars on the outfit. But let's see what he's talking about.
You would think that with all the resources that billionaires and a lot of celebrities have, that they'd use that to get some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, honestly, some of them do. Like Bob Odenkirk bought this painting for $67,000. But I've come to the conclusion that money does not buy taste. And I really feel like these Fortune 500 CEOs aren't using their millions and billions correctly. Cause explain to me where your door opener for your door opener is. So to continue my series on hating on people far more successful than me, I've made some criteria on what I would consider having bad taste. If you want to debate me on anything, go ahead. But I've got some pretty grass is green, moist critical takes in here. JK, no Charlie slander around here, bro. Alright, so firstly, I'm gonna do taste in regards to things that people buy that would be considered personal. So examples could be being distastefully unfashionable, meaning it fits a hot ass. Be considered
bought a grass sweater.
So examples could be
looking like the Grinch with some army fatigue pants. Ben a Don, what are you doing?
Unfashionable, meaning it fits a hot ass.
Sandwich the shorts and the socks with the tee and the oh my
Dog, what the fuck? What the actual fuck, bro?
You can also have a distasteful sense in interior design, simply meaning your house is hideous. But for now, we're just gonna focus on these two. Now, as you may know, the majority of celebrities have stylists, and the majority of billionaires have one fit. Zuckerberg is the only billionaire that I think has tried to dip his toes into fashion, and he just got straight LARP allegations. And people were actually mad to see him at the Prada show. And I have to say that some comments are just doing too much. But the idea of having a stylist, you could technically say that's buying taste. But no, you're just buying the illusion of having taste. But sometimes people's visions are so lost and so whack that they end up...
Me personally, I don't care how wealthy I get. I don't feel like somebody could dress me how I would want to be dressed. If that makes sense. I'm gonna put on clothes because you said that this looks good. Or you picked out. My mama stopped picking my clothes for me a while ago. If that's the case, I just hired my mama to throw me on some bullshit like she was when I was a kid. What you mean?
Somebody that puts them in bad outfits.
Oh, but you can't say bad outfits. Fashion is subjective.
I have never seen a good Westbrook fit. But I think a fair judgment of somebody's taste will be the clothes that they choose to create. But I'ma stay clear of YouTube merch, okay? And any merch that's just clearly a cash grab. Cause one, two, the only people that buy this kind of merch are children, jesters, or people who are too supportive for their own good. And I really don't think I can take someone wearing Beast merch seriously.
Why is Mr. Beast merch better than most actual clothing brands?
Is it now?
She's trying to get a chance to get on a challenge. She's trying to do a Mr. Beast challenge. That's all.
When I think rich nigga bad swag, fucking municipal.
All this design that got me drip.
Shit, it's better than better than Westbrook fits.
This shit
That is my guy. He did.
whack because it's
Oh my gosh. I can't help you, bro. Is them 6-ring Jordans? They're not no damn 6-ring Jordans.
objectively a bad design. Even just the name municipal, it means something that's related to a town or government. Where could he possibly have got that name?
He could only have gotten that idea from Benjamin Netanyahu. That's it.
If you're unironically buying municipal, let it be known Mark Wahlberg stones black people. And 2 Vietnamese men. How does this nigga have a career? And you know, I'm all for second chances. But when he dropped this Irish spring green hoodie with municipal curved across the
Bro. He was great in the movie Transformers, and he had a couple other good movies, but I mainly know him from Transformers because that's my favorite movie ever. So therefore, I'm cutting up some slack, but bro, you got on bullshit right now. I'm not gonna get
faith in his redemption.
Oh God!
But you see, if Mark Wahlberg was gonna commit hate crimes in the past,
That Lightning McQueen jacket. What y'all know about cars, bro? Not a cat jacket cover. My bad, bro. My bad.
hoping you could put that $400 million net worth towards maybe some half-decent swag. Then again, I question how much input Mark Wahlberg had into Municipal, but do I really? He's really jacking this shit. But I just refuse to believe a team of people that specialize in design sat in a room and approved the production of Municipal. I like to call this the Stranger Things phenomenon, because Stranger Things, multi-million-dollar show, but the writing and the ending was so bad.
Well, butter my butt and call me a
show. But
the ending was the worst. Had the worst ratings at the end. I mean, bro, you gotta think about it. Now that we on the topic of Stranger Things, kind of, Bro, you did all this build up, hour-long episodes, all this build up, just to end the way that ended. Just for Vecna, whatever the main villain is, to be easily defeated by them. Come on, bro. What are we talking about here?
And the ending was so bad.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit.
But how do writers with all their resources at hand end up creating such a bad final product? And the same thing happened with The Boys. Is nobody telling them? And yeah, this isn't really along the lines of having bad taste, and so is a lot of the stuff I'm gonna say. But you know, money apparently doesn't allow you to acquire the means to create a half-decent final product. Not a very good title now, is it? But Mark Wahlberg, when I finished talking, because what annoys me is I could sit here and hate on these weak-ass clothes, but people buy it, and that shit keeps me up every single day. But to really show you that money can't buy taste, every year the most influential and famous people get.
Oh my gosh, he's not even gonna be able to sit down wherever he's sitting at, bro. Is that Sam Smith, bro? I think that is Sam Smith, bro. Nigga made like 2, 3, maybe 4 good songs, and then just hit a whole U-turn on his life, bro. Like no bull. I'm I'm all for people being gay. Good for you, you know what I'm saying? But when you start forcing it, that's where it starts to kind of bother me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't got nothing to do with me. Congratulations to you, bro.
One place, minus Deji of course, but they gather to go fit for fit. And of course I'm talking about the Met Gala. Now a lot of the looks you see from the Met Gala is what is considered high fashion.
That's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like that.
Talking about the Met Gala.
Look like it probably took
now a lot of
forever
the
to
looks
put
you
on.
see from the Met
That's
Gala is
tough.
what is
I ain't gonna say it's tough, but that's a good fit, I guess.
considered high fashion. It must
That shit ass. Take off that hat. Remove this little mask thing. This look like something out of a scary movie. She look like a villain.
call that because you must have been a high to put this. But you're not gonna see anybody walking.
Hell no. This look like a villain out of a scary movie too, bro. Look at. Is that a woman? I'm gonna say it's a woman. Jordan Ruff. No, it's a man.
Like this IRL. But
No,
anywho,
help me down in the comments. Is that a woman or a man?
some looks can be artistic, and I think they're good when they work with the theme. Now, there's 2 types of people that are dressed up at the Met Gala that I would say have bad taste. And first is the people that pull up in a basic-ass suit. Go home, you
Nah, that's tough. I'd rather wear this shit than wear whatever dude just had on his back.
on theme. And the second type, you just have some bullshit on.
So you telling me you would rather have this on right here? Well, get off my stand, bro. Rather,
I want
hey,
the
yo,
outside
to the
of
bro
my
side of
home to
YouTube,
look great.
You know what I'm saying?
And to stay that
Listen,
way.
bro,
That's why
we
I
gonna
went with
come up
LP
real
Smart Side
soon.
Trim and
We'll
Siding.
get an ad
Because if
blocker
I'm
real
outside,
soon.
it's not to
Just
work on the
better until we
house.
come
That's
up.
why it's only
It
LP
ain't
for
gonna
me.
happen sooner than later. But no, like I was saying, back to my point, you would rather
With my
wear that
son's food
bullshit that
allergies,
Lil
he needs
Nas X just
epinephrine
had
he won't
on
hesitate to
than
carry
just on a
and
simple
use.
little tux.
Something that
Come
works
in
as well
looking
as a needle
casual. I'm
injector.
throwing on the tux. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
And the reason some people be so eager to put on some bullshit, it's because the Met Gala is just celebrity dressed to impress. But it's sort of hard to impress the most impressive people who've ever impressed. So you really have to shoot for the moon with the fit. And when you have people constantly trying to outdo each other or be the most talked about, that's when you become #1 bullshit guy. But you know, it's a line. The more experimental you get with your look, the more unique and special it's gonna be. But eventually we hit this scary threshold where we got lost in the experimenting, and I can tell you right now she's
Grass Iron Man. Nice. Literally, this recycled ass outfit, bro. Went
In this
straight
fit.
to the local mine. What is that? The local landmine.
I know that face, bro. I've been there. But the other thing is that brands invite celebrities,
This ain't that bad, but that other shit was crazy.
dress most of them. And I do not care to research how much input celebrities actually have to the final outfit. But still, you know, $1,000,000 fashion companies cannot be putting people in what looks like an optical illusion. What
Oh my god. It look like a playing card, a deck of cards. Deck of cards looking ass. Bro, what
theme
the fuck
possibly
going
be
on,
for
bro?
this, bro? But the thing about clothes is they don't cost $80 million. Now this ugly ass house does. Genuinely went insurance building on the crib. I've made this a point before, but when a house gets too big, it just no longer serves the purpose of a house. So honestly, I find having a house that's too big distasteful. And no, I'm not spiteful because I can't afford it. Because look, we have this $80 million travesty. At the price point of even 1/10 of that, that's pushing how much a house should ever cost. And not to mention this house is in Missouri.
In the middle of Missouri, that big nice ass house. You ain't got no family over there, so it's just a waste of money. Just a big fuck you.
Live in Missouri. I'm not American, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you don't live in New York, California, Florida, or Nebraska, you just not on Earth, bro. But I
Nigga said Nebraska. I mean, I live in Wisconsin. Nigga said Nebraska. He could have said Texas. He could have said what else could he have said? He could have said Atlanta. No, my bad. He could have said Georgia. I look at Atlanta like people. Atlanta and Georgia is kind of like Chicago and Illinois. That's how I see it, bro.
if you have
If
the
that
money
makes
to
sense, it makes sense. If not, bro, oh well.
this hideous house, go ahead with it instead of doing literally anything else. Do you have any idea what you could do with $80 million? You see what I'm seeing?
That's tough though. Am I paying six bands for that though? Hell no.
But let's actually take a good look at this place. Now, this place is called Evergreen Crystal Palace. You mean Evergreen Crystal Shopping Mall, nigga.
Damn, that do look
But-
like a shopping mall. I couldn't live here, bro. I couldn't. That's a big ass house. I would have to have my whole inner circle. We all gotta like inner circle, inner family, friend. We all gotta live up in here, bro. Cause this looks scary as hell. It look like it's made out of solar panels everywhere, but that's just glass.
Some reason they went reflective on every single surface of this house. Imagine seeing this from a distance, sun just piercing your retinas. Now this house is on top of this hill, which is pretty cool, but also really annoying. You really can't get anywhere without a boat or an air vehicle. I mean, it does have a helipad. I guess that's how rich niggas move. But first impressions of the interior. Looks like a hotel lobby. Furniture is hideous. 2 packs are ugly.
I hate it so much. I hate it.
And now, are those some little elephants?
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
Just asking to be addressed. Now look, I find almost everything about this house to be distasteful, from the damn colors of the walls and all the rooms being relatively small, because it just has a lot of rooms
Then the
instead of
house
having
is full of glass. Oh my god, it's too much sunlight. I don't even like this much sunlight behind me. That's why I got this little gray circle around me. Cause I don't like how the sunlight affects my yeah, bro. How I look when I record.
the rooms, which maybe get rid of the gun range for a better kitchen than this. Also the little elephant room, that can go. I don't know what purpose that was serving. A large fire in the general vicinity of this house would be nice. But have you seen all the Dr. Seuss houses? There's all these novelty
Hey.
houses
This look like a house made out of wax, but this shit look tough. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather live here than the other one.
exist to be absurd, so I'm not even gonna be mad about that. But then there's this $30 million mansion that was just bastardized. Now I've been waiting to use that word bastardized for a minute now. But from the outside of this house, it doesn't look amazing, but honestly the inside makes it look like a shirtless Marlin.
Ooh, it's too much colors, too much pink and blue. If you would have went gray or black on the couch, maybe even white, maybe not white because it's easier to stay in the white couch. Yeah.
Now this house is described as maximalist, which let me just say maximalism does not work in a mega mansion. It works in a 1x1 New York City apartment, yes. But that's because things aren't there for the sole purpose of taking up space. That's all the space they got. So much money put into this house for this final product. It's like even if the person who designed this thinks it's cool, you invite people over and this is your crib, they're gonna think you're insane. And for almost the first time ever, I don't appreciate how people aren't being negative enough in the comments. Just let me read some of these comments for you. Not 100% my style, but way more interesting than all those white and gray houses you normally see. Are we talking about the same houses? Okay, I think she's referring to contemporary houses, which I would say yes, this is very, very soulless. But this is the argument.
Yeah, I guess. I just get a headache walking around looking at all these bright colors all day. That's just
And multiple people are using in the comment section to justify this house. More comments. The owners of this seem like they'll be fun people to know. Yeah, it'll be fun to know how they lost their minds. Love it, especially compared to the gray and white modern houses. Alright, so they have to be deleting comments, right? Because I refuse to believe this is the majority of takes. If the fellow common man thinks like this, maybe it was never about the money. I'ma hope for a slightly smaller fire on the perimeter of this house, just because it doesn't cost $80 bajillion. But now a different way to look at bad rich people taste. Let's go through some of the horrible purchases various celebrities have made, starting with chains. Now colored folks love their chains, which you can make the argument that a chain in itself is a horrible purchase. But Ken Carson opium chain SD Kid Dexter. And to translate that means no chains. Now colored folks love their chains, which you can make the argument that a chain in itself is a horrible purchase. But
It is a horrible purchase. It's like a wasted investment. A lot of money put into something that can't benefit you. But hey, them bitches hard though. Especially, this is probably one of my favorite album covers of all time, bro. Just how hard it is.
An opium chain SD Kid Dexter. And to translate that, that means no, it's not a bad purchase if it's tough. Which deciding if a chain is tough or not is kinda hard. A lot of chains are just trolls or done as like an inside joke. Like this big ass chain, or Ye's Horror's chain, or even Rick Ross's chain of him wearing the chain that he's wearing. But you know, technically that chain should have a chain if it was the same chain. But I'm not trying to get into all that chainception. But a part of me just can't justify spending $250,000 on a chain with like a cartoon character or some shit on it. Okay, I can maybe justify it if you're not getting some bullshit, like Lil Pump's drug addict chain.
Absolute filthy, no good fucking drug addicts, man.
Like,
Good.
I guess I wouldn't want a chain that just say drug addict, just walking around with a drug addict chain.
Oh, you're proud, I guess. Looking at it, it's probably wrong for me to judge people's personal choices and call it distasteful. But just because I like One Piece doesn't mean I should get an iced out Luffy across my
I
neck.
can't wait till I get a chain.
Even though
I'm about to get DOS, dose on the chain. Or dose SUAV 3 at the bottom of it, like in small but capital DOS and then SUAV 3. That's something.
Be hard as fuck. Okay, my final verdict, you just can't have Bart Simpson across your neck. Get a grip. But I have to say I love the idea of customization, but you know, it gets to a fucking point 6'9". We get it, you're colorful, bro, but I really do not like your vehicles. Customizing something is a way to make it feel personal. But Kim K decided to wrap the Urus in velvet, calling it the cutest thing.
That sucks. That sucks. She has fuck you money, cause this wrap on his car sucks.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
But I'ma just
That sucks. I just had to remind y'all how bad
call
that
this straight distasteful. First of all, how impractical is this? I actually don't think she ever drove it too. Let's be real, knowing people, if somebody ever saw this on the street, the first thing they're gonna do is find something that can make a stain, and it's going right onto that car. And it's not just celebrities buying whack custom shit cause their personal brand or whatever. Shit like this convertible Monopoly Mansory G-Wagon.
Alright, look though. The inside is hard. I like the inside. I guess the back looks straight. This looks like GTA 5.
Exists.
This some different kind of shit,
You got this shit straight out of GTA 5.
and I don't want to be a part of it.
What you reckon they think the hardest part of this car is? The Monopoly $100 bill painted on the side, or the beast blue interior? This vehicle
That
does
beast blue interior. These seatbelts kind of throw it off, but bro.
not need to exist. But honestly, why I think rich people have bad taste is because when you're rich, it just removes all consequences of your purchase. The guy that bought that $6.2 million banana, he's not gonna miss that money. But as a common man, if you bought a $2 bundle of bananas and somebody comes along with a bat and just fucks that shit up, you're just gonna end up making banana bread. But when you reach a certain level, you can spend 50 bands on something ugly and just say it costs 50 bands. This is the but it's Balenciaga argument. So if you ever come across
Them is them Balenci
something
boots.
ugly and just
I remember when Gunna had them Balenci boots on, bro.
cost 50 bands, this is the but it's Balenciaga argument. So if you ever come across some bands, don't let that money replace your
What's up, YouTube?
Hey man, that was a great video in my opinion, bro. Disagree? Nah, we pretty much agreed for the most part, but it was a lot of bullshit in this video to say the least. But no, I said what I said and y'all heard what I said. So I'm gonna catch you niggas in the next one. Yes, sir.